Hello, everybody. This is Rodrigo Peplau, and we are here with the Go Horse team for another hackathon. And this year, we brought to you the personalized connector for XM Cloud. But what is it? The personalized connector for XM Cloud enables the separation of responsibilities between the CMS and the CDP by keeping content in the CMS and housing personalization logic in the CDP. That's where things belong. By maintaining that separation, the connector ensures that content and personalization are handled by the appropriate systems and also reducing those risks of errors and simplifying the content management process. The installation is pretty easy. First, you clone the repository. Of course, you have to make sure this uses Docker, so you have to make sure to go through the whole prerequisites. Please check the documentation as well, because we have more details on that. After cloning, you open the connection, the solution, and publish the two projects that are there, a feature and a project itself. So please publish the two of them with the standard publish. After that, you have to open a PowerShell as an administrator and execute the init ps1. This is not new. And then after that, you run up.ps1, which should bring the containers up. The smoke test, after everything is up, you have to access the URL that you see on screen. And when the page loads, you'll see that there will be the default data source will be there. And after that, after Sitecore Personalize acts, it will substitute the default data source with variation 1 or variation 2 in our situation here. Of course, it will replace by any variations that you set up, of course. To give you an understanding about that, I will bring to screen the homepage of the website. And as you can see, it loads first the default data source, and after that, it will randomly get variation 1 or variation 2. The default data source can be easily used in this case to show something like a loading message or anything like that. After that, you have to configure the variations of XM Cloud. Actually, the module comes out of the box with that. We also bring a custom condition that you see on screen where the personalization experience ID has the value that compares to a value. The ID itself that you see, the web experience ID, can be taken from the personalized experience URL, as you can see below, while the experience value is any arbitrary value that you can define as part of your business logic. It can be a number, it can be a string, it can be a name, it can be anything that you want to define, and you're free to define that. And this is how we set up the default and the variation 1 and 2 in our example. As you can see, the default comes with a home data source, while the var1, var2, they are coming with two different data sources. And also, as you can see, you have the ID of the experience, like I said. And in our case, I'm using the value 1 and 2. So if the value is the 1, it will show variation 1. If value is 2, variation 2, all in the same personalized experience, of course. Otherwise, it will fall in the default. Important to tell, when you design your component, in order to take advantage of the automatic binding, you have to use these two attributes in the markup. CDP container, it must have the ID of the data source item. It represents the component container. So that's what you see on screen in the top. And everything in yellow is CDP field, gives the name of the field to be rendered in the markup. With that, our module will take this data source item from Sitecore and automatically bind the information in the markup. As you can see here, we show how the web experience ends up being very easy and simple. First here, I am using this randomly method to get the experience value between U1 and 2. You know, this is actually random for this example, but you can, like I said, use any of your criteria. After that, I will take the experience ID, which is debugflow.definition.ref, and also the experience value that I just got from the first phase, and pass it to calling the method getDataSource. This method will get the data source information from Sitecore, XM Cloud, and bring to memory as a data source object. And after that, last but not least, very important one, the method populate block that you can pass the data source, and this will automatically bind everything that is in the data source in the appropriated placeholders, as I explained in the previous slide. Of course, if the populate block is not enough to your needs, you can always keep on using the data source object and JavaScript to populate your component in the way that you most will prefer. Well, I hope you like it, because we had a great time putting together this. Thanks so much, and the GoHards team see you in 2024.